Here I am, in the smoldering corpse bar, in the hive, on Sigil, in the middle of the plains. I guess it's on top of the spire. I guess, which is itself part of the outer planes, which we now understand is part of existence that is formed entirely by the beliefs of individuals from the material, the prime material, whatever. Yeah, we learned a lot about the cosmology of the Planescape in the last part from Kandrian over here. It was very it was helpful. It was a lot though. Oh my god, yeah. So this place is it's packed to the brim with NPCs with frankly egregious amounts of dialogue. And I'm here for it. So more talking to just whoever. Everybody has a name in here, and I'm gonna be here for ages. Oh, there's okay, whatever. We're going clockwise, I guess. So let's talk to Alay over here. You see a trim, muscular man dressed in clothing that is comparatively drab and mundane compared to most of the outfits you've seen in this city. He carries himself with an air of supercilious arrogance. Nice. He also looks dramatically out of place here. What do you want? He asks. Who are you? I am Alay, warrior of renown. Surely you have heard of me. Nope. Can it truly be that none in this town have heard of me or my exploits? Alas, I shall have to prove myself all over again, and here I had thought my fame had spread across the world. What world are you from? I come from the city of Aliburn on the river Tame. Surely you have heard of its glories and wonders? No matter, no matter. This place has been nighted and ignorant when it comes to the splendors of true cities. I am told that my land is what is called a prime by the denizens of the city, though a prime of what, I don't know. How'd you... I guess this guy died and doesn't know what the hell's going on, but... How'd you get here? I was chasing my old foe, the villainous Life Shade Tirtanalel. He pauses, waiting for acknowledgement, and then continues. Waiting for acknowledgement that he doesn't receive, I assume. He conjured his demonic magic and opened himself a doorway and hurled himself through it. Before he could flee me entirely, I threw myself after him and found myself here. Oh, I guess he's not dead. Alright. I get it. You're one of the clueless. Yeah, I say as if I wasn't that until like 2 minutes ago, or more like half an hour ago, I guess, but... sure, we'll go with that. He bristles, reddening, and his hand clutches convulsively around the hilt of his sword. Clueless, is it? I take offense to your words, sirrah, and bid you farewell in the hopes we should never cross paths again. He turns away from you, still flushed with pride and rage. I just wanted to ask you some questions. He sighs heavily and eyes you with disdain. Then be on with it, scarred one. Ask and be done. You don't even think about the other people here? The only person I know here is Ebb there. I'm new to this place and I do not make it my business to meddle in the affairs of others. Did you have any further questions for me, or may I continue to enjoy my solitude? I mean, yeah. Let's see. What can you tell me about this place? This is a tavern, one of the familiar sights of home. At least, it would be, were it not for the fiendlings in the corner, and the endless strangeness that parades before my eyes. I find that at least there is some humanity in this place, for which I'm grateful. You're a prime, aren't you? If you mean that I am from the true world by that, then yes, I am a prime. I'm a warrior of some small renown there, and while I may not know all the loopholes of this new land, neither would I call myself clueless, as some of the local varlets around here have done. No, alright, let's just call off the insults, shall we? Call it even? Not until you apologize, villain. He looks like he's just spoiling for a fight. Or shall I provoke you more? Fine, I apologize. Then I suppose, as a point of honor, I must accept your apology. Very well. In return, I offer my apology as well. Let's set the matter aside and speak no more of it. Could you answer some more questions for me? What knowledge do you seek? I'm looking for a journal. Have you seen one recently? I'm afraid I have not been searching for such items. I am doing my best to reorient myself to this unfamiliar setting, and while I focus on small details in my attempt to do so, I must confess, I have not been looking for journals of any sort. Great. I mean, you could have just said no, but alright. Does his dialogue change now that I apologize to him? It does, actually. That's interesting. Okay. Who are the patrons of this tavern? I have met only the elderly Ebb Creekneys, who has been instructing me in the ways of the city and the plains. My... I like how it's like spelled wrong in his dialogue, even though like it's obviously like they're homophones, right? Plain and plain. But they made sure that to like communicate effectively that he doesn't get it. They spelled it wrong. That's great. That's detail, man. Anyway. My foe's spell must have catapulted us far across the world, for I know of no plains near our former location. Oh boy, I gotta have to try explain this to him. No, planes. As in planes of existence, or planes of the imagination, of thought and belief. They're not physical prairies or grasslands, but other dimensions. A look of confusion passes across his face. I understand. What the old man said is starting to make sense. Excuse me, I must think this over. Farewell. Oh hey, he actually understood what we were saying. That's interesting. Well, good for... I mean, he doesn't seem like he's stupid. He's just, like, ignorant, right? And, verbose, maybe. You see a leather-skinned man with just a hint of ashen color to his face. His teeth seem sharper than normal, and his eyes are filled with the boredom that comes with having seen too much. His voice is nasal and clipped. You again, eh? What'd you want this time? You again? What do you mean? Yeah, you again. You got a hearing problem or something? He was in here about 15 years ago, got all bubbed up, smashed up the place, and left a pile of coin that wasn't enough to pay for the damages. So you plucked out your own bleeding eyeball and tells me you'll be back to reclaim it when you've got 200 coins together, with 15 years of interest. You got about 500 coins? You got the jink, pal, I got your eye. 500? That's ridiculous. That's a price. Take it or pike it. Forget it. Answer some other questions for me instead. Hurry it up, will you? I got paying customers. Who are you? Me? I'm Barkus, owner and keeper of this place. What is this place? Didn't you see the sign out front? Didn't you see the burk burning over the furnace when you came in? A smoldering corpse, kinda best damn bub house in Sigil. At least, best damn bub house in this part of the hive, which makes it one of the best in Sigil. Oh, they got fancy places with plants and such in the ladies' ward, but and they got fiendish taverns salted round rest of the hive. None of them got the character of the smoldering corpse. Who is the corpse, anyway? Him, Ignis. He used to be a flame wizard, burned down pieces of the hive, and got himself scragged by a bunch of other mages. Gotta know more about him, go talk to Drusilla down there by the door. What can you tell me of the patrons here? I don't make it a point to interfere with the lives of the people who give me their hard-earned jink unless they ask me to. So, over there's Kandrian, Planewalker. He's a good one to talk to about any planewalking questions you might have. He's been pretty much everywhere. Down there's Ebb Creekneys, an old harmonium basher. Don't hold that against him, and a tout. He's got a good heart in him, and he knows Sigil up and down. Them fiends over there are Ethelgrin and Tagarin, I guess. Word of advice, don't deal with them. They might be low rankers in the fiend hierarchy, but they're still fiends. And you got Liquix over there, not trustworthy, and some mercy killers looking for some poor sod. Dakon the Githzerai is a mystery to me, don't know much about him, he don't talk much. Finally, interested in earning some free bub? Yes? There's a bubba over against the far wall hanging about in the shadows, has been trying to work up her cards to slip out without covering her tab. I want you to make sure she don't do that. You do it, you got free bub here for life. I don't know if that provides me with any functional benefit. Oh, I suppose I'll give it a shot. Hurry it up, will you? I got paying customers. I'm looking for a journal. Journal? Paper and words, friend. That sort of thing don't get much stuck down here in the hive. Folks here can barely read the sign above the door, much less an entire journal. If you're looking for a journal, you'd better have a system instead of asking folks a willy-nilly. Okay, guess that's that. Hey, there's a door here. Oh, go somewhere. I mean, doors usually do, but... This once functional door is now nailed shut and barred on the inside to protect against thieves. Okay, well, not that helpful. Not that you'd be getting a whole lot... Like, if this is an exterior-facing door, which I assume it is, a thief stealing in here and then arriving in the middle of the bar probably wouldn't provide them with much of a benefit over just walking in the front, but, you know, whatever. You see a short, rotund man with a perplexed expression... You see a short, rotund man with a perplexed expression on his face. Man, perplexed expression is a surprisingly difficult phrase to, like, wrap your tongue around, I swear. From the lines on his loose skin, it looks like it's not too uncommon. He carries a flagon of ale, and that looks like it's in the process of being emptied, rapidly. In between swallows, he speaks in a gentle voice, so quiet that you can barely hear his words. Hello, traveler. My name is Liquix. Can I be of some assistance to you? Yeah, I'd like to ask some questions. What did you want to know, my friend? Who are you? I am but a humble man with a slight, flowery, poetical bent and a tendency toward the supernatural. I regret that I have none of my supplies here, or I should be most eager to teach you the ways of power. Perhaps some later time. Okay. What can you tell me about this place? This place, Smoldering Corpse Tavern. Fine establishment with a fine owner. Barkus is a true gentleman and ambitious to increase his standing to boot. These, I feel, are the most useful qualities one can possess. Yeah, okay. What can you tell me about the patrons? Patrons of this tavern are many and varied. I've spoken with most and find them delightful, with the exception of those creatures of law. He gestures toward the pair of Abishai sitting in the corner. They taint the air with their presence, leading an unwholesome stench to an otherwise pleasant environment. I recommend speaking to Barkus. I understand he requires some aid with a trifling matter. Then we have that O character. I'm still trying to understand him fully. It is quite an undertaking, if I say so myself. Those are the folk of interest here. The others, well, perhaps I am too discriminating. Why do you despise creatures of law? The Abishai are law fiends? Are they fiends? I don't know what the hell they are. I just know that that one kicked my ass when I tried to talk to it earlier. Why do you despise creatures of law? Ah, fine question, my friend. My upbringing has been on the chaotic side of the Great Ring. You may speak to Kandrian Elborn, a misnomer, if ever I heard one, of the plains. He fancies himself a great planewalker. To return from my digression, I have lived many years with chaos and find it pleasantly agreeable. To me, the taint of law, as in those creatures there, is reprehensible and tyrannical. If I am to be crushed underfoot, I'd rather it be by an individual than a machine that knows nothing of emotion. We can state an opinion, or not. And then, dude, when are you ever gonna see this in any game ever? 4 options in a row. I agree and I don't agree, and a variation of truth and lie for both of them. It's just like, ooh. I assume the only effect that this really have is in shifting one's alignment around, probably. I suppose we can agree with this. That's okay. Truth, I very much agree. Iquick smiles toothily, his fat cheeks barely moving. Each his own, I say. Did you have more questions? Who's the Burning Man? That? Ha! That is the last unfortunate who chose to exercise his individual will without the strength to back up his desires. His name is Ignis, and he was a pyromaniac. He burned and didn't burn the right people, and wound up channeling more raw power than he could control. Now, well, you can see what became of him. If you wish to learn more of him, perhaps that poor creature Drusilla can help you. Trying to find a way to make this Mochai pay for drinks. Any suggestions? Well, we haven't talked to her yet, so we'll leave that for now. Mercy Killer Patron. Probably not much to get here, but an armored behemoth, this man is huge. He also seems to have a very keen eye. It misses nothing that transpires around him. It also seems that he has no interest in speaking to you. Hello? The man stares at you as if you were some form of bug. He stares at you, blinking slowly. He turns his head, then, dismissing you without speaking a word. Talk to me, or I'll have your heart, you lumbering tin heap. Never mind. I'll find my answers someplace else. Better not mess around with them. Oh yeah. These are Abishai. They're fiends. They're law fiends. Law-based fiends. I guess that makes sense, right? Hang on, I'm trying to remember. Did he even mention it? With the... Because, like, Kendrin was talking about the planes or whatever. Is this the same as... Because there's, like, the Abyss and then the 9 Hells, right? And the Abyss is where the demons are, and they're the chaotic evil ones. And the 9 Hells are devils, and those are lawful evil. So that would mean they're from there, right? I think. I don't know. You see a scaled fiend who looks very similar to the one standing next to him. In addition to the pierced left ears, both are black-hued and reptilian, the bat wings tucked against themselves. This one is missing a tooth on its right side. Tagarin, it says, our old friend has returned to pay us a visit. Uh-oh. So he has, Ethelgrin, so he has. Yes, his eyes do not gleam as once they did. What do you suppose brings him back to us? What does bring you back to us, friend? Who are you? Ethelgrin, time has robbed our companion's memory. You honestly do not recall us, do you? Truly, I am aggrieved. But, as am I, Tagarin, truly aggrieved, yet I rest easy. It has after all been many hundreds of years, and we know how the minds of mortals tend to dissipate with age. Well spoken, friend. We are a pair of Abishai on leave from our current assignments in Bator. I am Tagarin, the thrice damned, so named for my ability to find the best in every situation. This is Ethelgrin, who has earned himself no special name, though not for lack of trying. Lack of trying? What do you mean? Ethelgrin ignores you as it responds to its companion. And once again, Tagarin, you have cut straight to the truth of the matter, though perhaps it is best not to have earned a name the sort of notice one bearing the name thrice damned must surely have incurred. I had some other questions. In its turn, Tagarin ignores you as it replies to its comrade. Once again, I maintain that any notice is better than no notice at all. The Abishai turns back to you. Old friend, does this answer your question as to our identities? I suppose it will have to. I had some other questions. Some questions, but we have some answers. We are certainly eager to aid you, old friend. What are you doing? What are we doing? Why, is it not perfectly clear, old friend? We are on leave from our beloved assignment, taking for ourselves some much-needed rest and perhaps inducing some additional recruitment for our glorious cause. Our superiors fully support our presence, to be sure. In a more immediate sense, we are taking our entertainment in this delightful establishment. And of course, we are celebrating the return of our old friend. However, the stench of the breezes, which occasionally waft the scent of goodness in the door, debases us somewhat, leaving us physically, mentally, and spiritually weaker. Fortunately, the air in this ward of the city carries a delicious tang of pain and supplication. Wouldn't you agree? Again, the fiend smiles broadly at you. I had some other questions. You'll ask him about the bar. This is the Smoldering Corpse Tavern, one of the more entertaining taverns your kind has seen fit to erect in the city. The poetic justice of the burning fellow at the front of the establishment is really quite a fine touch. Was there something else you wish to ask? Tell me about fiends. As we see it, there are two kinds of fiends, those who are correct and those who are not. Our side, that of the Batezu, is correct. The other side, that of the cursed, hated, chaotic Tanari, is incorrect and must be exterminated. We hold the Tanari directly responsible for the Blood War. Were it not for them, we could have settled the lower planes in peace and wouldn't have all the bother of fighting this wretched war, nor would the unfortunate spillovers into other planes be such a cause for concern among the namby-pamby and do-gooders. The Tanari are directly to blame for the multiverse's sad state of affairs. That's not really what I was asking. I wanted to know what the differences, what differentiates you from them. The fiend pauses for a moment and then brightens. Ah, yes, you see, we represent law and order. Those who break the law must be punished. If we have no law, we have only anarchy, and surely you can see what anarchy has done for the Abyss. It has spawned horrors beyond imagining. Any excesses the Batezu state may have indulged in are simply to counter the rising tide of chaos represented by the Tanari. We mean no harm to anyone, we just prefer to understand where the boundaries are. Okay. I'm not sure I'm buying any of this. So I'm looking for a journal. I keep no journals, friend, and I counsel that you should not either. Ask my dear comrade Tagarin why, and you shall receive enlightenment. Very well. Tagarin, why should I not keep a journal? Because, friend, it is easy to make the mistake of committing a true word to posterity, and easier still for someone you once trusted. And here he shoots a glance full of venom at Ethelgrin. To find that word and use it against you. Indeed, it can even lead to actions tantamount to desertion. Leaving or losing a journal can cost you your very existence. Okay, then. You two have fun there, I guess. Smoldering Corpse Patron. I don't think I need to talk to them. This metal table is scarred with talons, knives, teeth, and the marks of innumerable tavern brawls. Like the air around it, it is warm to the touch. God damn it. Alright. You see someone dressed as a female dustman, with a half-empty glass in her right hand. As you near her, she calls out to you. Over here. You notice there's something wrong about her, and your exposure to the dustman believes you to believe that she's just too lively to be a real member of the faction. Hey, Cutter, buy a lady a drink? You're not really a dustman, are you? Just lead with that. Oh my god, look at all this shit. Alright. Yeah, sure, we'll just go with that. She looks around nervously and seems to sober right up. Why do you say that? Because you don't act like a dusty, and you're not offering contracts. In fact, you're taking money instead of giving it out for that corpse labor they do at the mortuary. She stifles a squeak of terror and hastens to explain. No. I'm not a dustman. I just found these robes in the street, and I didn't have enough money to get good clothes, and I heard there was a dustman thief around, but you could probably find him somewhere else in the southwest part of the hive. I saw him, but I hid from him. Please don't hurt me. I'm not planning on it. You ought to know that you're not pulling it off too well. Now answer some questions. What do you want to know? Who are you? Me, I'm Mochai? I don't know, Mochai, I guess. I just like to, drink here, and, she loses her train of thought momentarily. I'm just a person. You know. I see. What's this place? Smoldering Corpse Haven? Can't you read? You, more bubbed than I am? Forget it. Tell me something else. What about the other patrons here? Dunno, they're just, people. I don't deal much with people, unless they're buying me a drink. She looks at you hopefully. I see. Who's the burning corpse? He's, not a corpse. He's, some crazy wizard. Ask around, they'll tell you the story. Great. Poison her drink with the embalming fluid. What the fuck? Why is that a fucking option? Barca says it's time for you to settle your tab. Pay up. She jumps a little, and her nervous tension becomes full-fledged anxiety. What are you gonna do? Ask you to go pay up now. I can't afford it. Can you spot me just 10%? I'll, give it to him, and he knows I'll pay the rest. How much do you need? I think I need about 100 coins to get started on that debt. 100 fucking coins! Can you think of some other solution? Another way to pay? Huh. She smiles sadly. You could always, kill me. I could, but what's that over there? Hey, there's something behind you. I could, but I'd rather find another solution. She looks at you for a moment longer, swaying where she stands, and then says, alright. Did you want something else? No, I suppose I didn't. These red-hot pipes remind you of torture devices. Apparently, they emit steam. These sturdy pylons support the ramshackle roof. And who else is? Well, I guess I can talk to this guy. For all the good that's gonna do us. This crackling, billowing creature twists slowly above an iron grill upon the floor of the bar. It may have once been human, but now its skin is charred beyond recognition. Streams of fire form a wreath around the creature's body, and the flames lick at the few remaining pockets of flesh, causing them to bubble and run like wax down the creature's skeletal frame. Examine the smoldering corpse. The heat surrounding this creature is incredible. To your surprise, the iron grill the creature floats above has sagged and bent from the heat. At first, you thought the heat came from the grill, but now you realize it emanates from the creature. As you watch, flecks of ash drift from the writhing corpse and float slowly to the ceiling. Hello? The thing makes no response. It writhes slowly within the flames. It lives, but it does not seem aware of anything other than the fire that surrounds it. Its skin is flame, its heart is flame, and you know, within some shadowed corner of your memory, that this thing is dangerous. Huh. Interesting. Well, this seemed to be the only person I could talk to about what's-her-face. Trying to find a way to make this Mochai pay for a drink. Any suggestions? He laughs, his jowls shaking loosely, almost seeming to fall from his face. You could always poison her, friend. Dose of that was always effective in bringing resolution to nearly any conflict. He laughs again. Of course I'm joking. He winks. Of course you are. Well, we didn't get the quest before we talked to this lot, so maybe they'll have something for me. The Prime looks at you disgustedly. What do you want? The way he accents the pronoun is almost infuriating, and definitely insulting. Relax, just want to ask you some questions. From your attitude, it appears that you need nothing further from me, and it would please me greatly if you would not trouble my presence with yours. Good day. Look, I apologize for what I said to you before. I just need some questions answered. You have said what you have said, and I have taken it to heart. Yet never let it be said that I am entirely rigid. What would you ask of me? I guess I'm apologizing again. He appears entirely shocked, as if the notion of apologies is alien to him. You wish to apologize. That's what I said. Okay. I mean, I thought I already apologized to him. I guess it didn't take the first time. So, that's my options? Just, like, kill her? Or...
I'm gone.
Give her 100 coppers. How many do I have on me? Oh. 3,100. When did I get all this money? I don't remember that. Oh, I can just afford this. Fine. Fine. Whatever. How much do you need? 100 coins. Fine, take it and pay up. She pockets her jink, glances briefly toward the door, almost as if she's weighing her chances of dashing out, sighs heavily as she realizes there's no chance, and begins to walk glumly toward the bar. My thanks, I suppose. Don't mention it, and don't even think about heading for the door until you've paid up. Do we have to wait for her to slowly walk over to the bar? You won't be having trouble with Mochai again. And friend, you have full bar privileges, for free. Anything you want anytime. That must have been a pretty big tab she ran up. You don't know the half of it. You want a drink now? Sure, why not? I guess it's free. You want a drink, you gotta drink. This is what we got for you. Beer, bitters, mead, elemental water, arborean fire wine and fire seeds, cursed heart wine, and Bartorian whiskey. What'll it be? Water? Elemental water? What is that even? He moves back to a keg on the wall and turns the spigot. The clearest water you've ever seen pours from the nozzle and into the glass he holds underneath it. He sets it down in front of you and you take a deep draught. It's the purest thing you have ever tasted. A coldness inherent to the water itself. A feeling of air that passes over your tongue and into your stomach, where its coolness calms even the raging of your passions for a moment. The heart of the elemental plane of water, Barkus snorts. Any other water you ever drink's gonna taste dirty by comparison. My inexperience, my thanks. Farewell. Okay, well, that's a thing. I guess that's it. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, hang on. There was a thing. It was a group of thugs hanging out around the smoldering corpse. Stole that one guy's thing, apparently. I don't know if it's these guys, though. Not really what I'm looking for. Hive thug. The man looks up slowly as you approach. He takes a look at you and sneers in disgust. What in the nine hells be you? He wrinkles his nose. Mayhap the Dusties are missing one of their rotten dogs. He laughs. Ha! Never have I seen anything so ugly. Except your reflection? The man seems taken aback for a moment, then sneers again, fingering the hilt of his blade. You look due for a bleeding, governor. Settle down. I have no interest in fighting you. Oh, you don't, do you? He spits at your feet. What does the thin, watery blood of cowards fill your veins? Oh, what? Does the thin, watery blood of cowards fill your veins, Burke? Or did it all seep out during your last mangling? As I recall, your mother is the one who has the thin, watery blood of cowards running in her veins. By my count, that means half the city's bastards carry the same bloodline as you. That's so fucking... Farewell. Aye, be on your way back to the butcher's shop then, coward. I don't care. Where's this fucking... Isn't there... somebody has a thing around here? Apparently not. Unless, like... Right, Porphyron. He said a group of thugs in the hive had taken his necklace of prayer beads from him. He had last seen the thugs by a bar that burns inside, as they were dressed in red and black. That doesn't really look like red and black to me. Well, maybe, kind of. Well, I mean, they're sort of red, but it's not really black. Oh, there they are. Okay, found them. July. July? Isn't a July part of some other thing? Oh yeah, right, we needed to find this guy for, the other guy. God. You see a thin man with stained clothes, a hooked nose, and 2 stubby horns jutting from his forehead. He is stumbling about and muttering to himself. He stinks of brine, vomit, and cheap wine. You July? So Craddock needs your help back at the marketplace. Craddock? The man's eyes widen. Ah, Craddock. Magenra's boss. Well, you can tell him this. He can bike off, and that he's a filthy dog, cur of the lowest sort, and July's not working for him anymore. He jabs you with his finger. Tell him that. I'll tell him from a distance. Farewell. Okay, and then this. I assume this is going to come to blows, but maybe not. The small, wiry thug is swathed in rags dyed red and black. He glances at you as you approach. Hello. The man does not speak. He only glares at you. It doesn't look like he's the leader of the small band. Okay, I guess we're talking to this one. Heavyset thug swathed in rags. Looks like he's made almost purely of muscle. He glowers at you as you approach. Hello. And how can I help you then, governor? The man's face breaks into a sneer. Looks to me you needs a healer. You one of the ones who robbed a monk in the hive, took his prayer bead necklace? Some sod with lines scrawled all over his face, claimed he could have put us all in the dead book, yet let us bob him blind. Man gives a slow, toothless smile. Never even heard of such a sort, I haven't. That is interesting. The rest of his order is looking for you. The brothers of Eret Aga seem to know you quite well. Huh? The man's sneer fades. What are you on about? What brothers? Sud was alone, he was. He's a member of a religious order, you fool. That necklace you stole is their most holy relic. If it isn't returned, the rest of his order will come looking for you, and they don't have any reservations about killing thieves. The man's eyes widen. He was just keeping the relic for him. He reaches into the fold of his robe and pulls forth the necklace, which he hands carefully to you. Here it is. No harm done, eh? We can push it further? I feel like that's maybe a little overdoing it. I don't know, I kind of want to click this option. It sounds kind of funny. I hope this is enough to call off the rest of his order. Perhaps a donation to their cause is in order as well. It might help smooth things over and ward off any curses that might come your way.
My journal.
Curses? The man makes a semicircle over his heart. Well, no, I wouldn't want any of that. He reaches into a purse at his belt and hands you several copper coins. Take it with my blessing, governor. Tell him no harm was meant. 10 coppers. Fucking whatever. Hardly seems worth it. Hey, I actually did it without getting into a fight. Amazing. Let's see. This should head back to the mortuary. Oh, that's interesting. That Anna isn't here anymore. Where'd she go? Huh. I actually wanted to come back and talk to her. She seemed like she might be important. Oh well. She's not here, there's not much I can do about it. Let's see. Alright, Bane the Sender. Here, I finished your thing for you. You're welcome. You see Bane the Sender. As you approach, he looks at you hopefully. Were you successful in finding Craddock, good sir? Yes, and I passed along your message, although it didn't seem to please him any.
Updated my journal.
Bane doesn't seem to have heard any word after yes, for he smiles and heaves a sigh of relief. Good fortune indeed. Thank you, good sir, thank you. He reaches into his robe and pulls forth a handful of coppers, which he counts out, then hands to you. 15 commons for delivering a message, eh? Oh, fair enough. Oh, more than fair, good sir, more than fair. I can say without hesitation that there is no finer profession in all of Sigil than that of a runner for the House of Senders. Keep that in mind. Farewell, Bane. Let's see. I think The person I was supposed to talk to about this box was this individual here, Shalandra. And yet another interruption. A person cannot even find privacy within one's own home. Please leave before I summon the guards. Or better yet, I'll try out a new spell I've been toying with. I wish to learn more about this box. You hold out Mordor's box for Shalandra to examine. Ah, yes, I remember this box well. I acquired it some time ago. What do you wish to know about it? Who'd you get this from? Let me think. I don't recall whom I got it from. I just remember I was down in the marketplace looking for some spell components when some person offered me this box. After testing the box, I found it to be cursed, but was intrigued by the spells woven into the box, so I purchased it anyway. If you were so intrigued by the box, what made you decide to give it away? I was young and brash back then. In my relentless pursuit of knowledge, I carelessly undid one of the spells. Look closely at the box. It was like new when I had it. The signs of decay are an indication that the spells are weakening. I realized I was in danger if I kept the box any longer, so I held a contest to get rid of it. A contest? It was the most expedient way to rid myself of it. I simply invited all the Bashers in the hive to fight each other to determine who was the best. Bashers are notorious for having big muscles and not much upstairs, if you know what I mean. They came like flies to honey. I offered some money in the box as a prize. I believe some Basher named Braskin won the contest. You seem to know something about magic. Can you tell me what spells have been put on this box? For many years I studied the box and tried to learn its secrets. Spell upon spell upon spell has been woven into it. To my amazement, the studies revealed that all the spells are of the type used to confine fiends. Fiends? You mean there are fiends trapped within this box? No, not fiends, a fiend. And judging by the sophistication and power of these spells, it would have to be one of significant standing and power in its realm. Okay. Can you safely remove the spells on this box? Seeking to remove yourself from this box, eh? That spell is the worst of them all. Basically, that particular spell draws energy from the current owner of the box and uses it to power one of the spells of confinement. That isn't the worst of it. The fiend inside can smell this energy and would more than likely hunt down that person should it escape. It's really a no-win situation to own that box. Either it drains you dry of your energy, or the fiend within kills you. I see. Oh, maybe it can chase you through loading zones, huh. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some more questions. Do you know the history behind this box? The only thing I have been able to learn is its name. It is called Mordor's box. As to who this Mordor is, or the origins of the box, I do not know. Is there a way to safely dispose of Mordor's box without hurting anyone? I'm not strong enough to fight or banish such a creature. It's been ages since I've been there, but there was a cathedral located in the middle of the Alley of Dangerous Angles. A priest or someone who gains their power from a higher source might be able to help you. Okay then. I have to go to the alley. I don't really want to. Oh god. Damn it. Fucking... Alright, we're supposed to talk to Zingris again, because we talked to Kendrian or whatever. You see Ingris. She's huddled inside her cloak of dirty rags, her teeth chattering. She's glancing furtively about her as if expecting to be attacked at any moment. Greetings, Ingris. Huh? You? She squints at you. What is it you want me now? You want me to leave? Not leave in the city, so I'm not. I can't. Tried. It's not a city. It's prisons everywhere. Ingris, I found someone who can take you back to your home plane. Ingris falls silent. I want to go. Want to leave this place. His name's Kendrian. He should be along shortly to help you. Trust him, alright? Ingris says nothing, merely nods quietly, her teeth chattering inside her mouth. I'll go back and meet Kendrian at the Smoldering Corpse Bar and make sure everything turned out alright. Be strong, Ingris. Well, hopefully that works out, I guess. Yep, that's still a thing over here. I still kinda don't want to go in there without more party members, but maybe I should just fucking give up on that idea. I don't know. Okay, what else can I take care of? I guess I can go turn in this fair bead to Porphyron, right? Hey, you. Greetings, Porphyron. As you speak, the angles in Porphyron's face relax into a series of strange curves. This one would ask, do you have the neck rope of beads that was stolen? I think so. Was this it?
My journal.
This one sees what you hold. These are the beads once missing. He takes them from you. You notice his hands have the same tracery of lines upon them as his face. This one is a question. How did you get the beads from the three? I told a few harmless lies, then they were happy to give me the beads. This one would know. One who fights with words carries a name in the order of Eret Aga. Orpheron's face breaks into angles. Those ones are called diplomats. It is a path without discipline, and without honor. If you were a true warrior, you would learn to use every weapon at your disposal. This one bestows apologies. This one meant no offense. The angles on Porphyron's face sharpen acutely, then slowly curve into ripples. This one bestows several welcome thanks for your service. Yes, you're welcome, I think. I have a question for you, though. If you cannot enter combat, how did you get your warrior training? This one clarifies. The Eret Aga may train with one when there is no anger between them. I see. Could you teach me how to use those weapons? This one could instruct you, yes, but this one warns you. With knowledge of violence comes temptation to use it. I sure hope so. This one speaks. Is it your will to leave behind your previous profession? The path of the warrior cannot be walked with an unfocused mind. Oh. Okay. So this lets you reclass back into a fighter, I guess. No, not at this time. Okay. This guy wanted directions somewhere. Do I know what he was talking about yet? I did talk to him before. Where are you trying to go? Aunt Marguerite. No, I still don't know where that is, so... Wait, what the... The man frowns in disappointment. I suppose it would have been too much too good fortune. Thank you for your time. Maybe it's your own pickpocketing skill that causes you to be on your guard, but as you turn to leave, you instinctively check your purse and notice the man removing his hand from it. He doesn't seem to know you saw him, however. Bait the man into pickpocketing you again and observe his technique. You engage the man in light conversation and secretly study his movements. This man seems to rely on two things. One, pretending to be a high-class citizen out of his element to lower the target's guard, and two, distracting the mark by having the victim point out directions. When the victim turns to point to at a street or landmark, the man skims the mark's purse and tucks items into his conveniently long sleeves. You make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another grab for your purse. Grab his hand. Your hand snaps out and wraps around his wrist in a crushing grip. The man gives a yelp and desperately tries to yank it free. Stop struggling, damn it. He continues to struggle in your grip. It's getting difficult to hold him. Punch him with your free hand, get his attention. The left hook snaps his neck to the side, and he yelps again. Slightly unsteady now, he turns around to look at you, holding the side of his face with his free hand. Have I got your attention? He nods dumbly. Give me back everything you stole from me. He nods and begins to empty his pockets. He gives you a handful of coins, far more than he stole from you. The total must come to a few dozen copper commons. Nod your thanks, then attack him. Let him go, then leave. That's fine. I guess he's hostile now, but whatever. Okay, anything else obvious I can think of? Not really. Oh, well, I guess there was that one thing. Might as well. Go talk to Craddock again. I don't think he's gonna be happy, but... You see Craddock. His scowl has deepened since when you first saw him. It looks like he's about to crack his face in two. Found July. Is that right? Craddock glances around. Where is he then? He said to pike off, that you were a cur of the lowest sort, and that he wasn't going to work for you any longer.
Dated my journal.
Craddock's face turns a bright red, and his face cracks into a snarl. Damned be his name! May all the evils of the plains hound his footsteps! A blistering stream of insults, threats, and speculation about July's family roots issues from Craddock's mouth.
Two taunts, all right.
Ooh. Mort clicks his teeth together as Craddock builds up steam. You can almost hear him taking notes inside his skull. Craddock finishes his tirade with a grunt. Damn! That July! You know, I could fill in for him if you need help. Craddock studies you for a moment. Huh? Ye? Ha! You couldn't. You suddenly fall silent. Well, mayhap you can. It's hard work, and there's no drinking on my watch. Understood. Let's get started. The work is long, but at the end of the shift, you are not the least bit tired. Craddock grunts as you return. You did well enough, here's your pay. Tosses you a handful of coins. Now get! We're no more use for you. Cool. 10 coins! Fuck yeah. How do you actually get to the lower ward and the clerk's ward here? I don't know. There's probably another exit out of this hive. area. Well, whatever. Yeah, I don't really. Okay, whatever. That's the episode. Not sure where I'm going next. I'll figure it out. I guess. Oh, and I guess there's the alley. I guess I have something that's pointed me in that direction. So maybe I'll just go there next time. Okay, next time. See you then.